Good evening. South Australia is tonight facing a bushfire emergency. 3 homes have already been lost and fire authorities are warning the worst is possibly still to come. We'll cross to our crews covering the crisis shortly, but first, the fire of greatest concern is at Eden Valley in the Barossa. Others under emergency warning including the Bangor fire north of Port Pirie, a blaze burning north of Renmark in the Riverland and a large fire in the Narcat Conservation Park north of Bordertown. Elise Baker begins our coverage from Eden Valley.
In just minutes, this home completely engulfed.
It's pretty devastating.
Winds flaming the out-of-control fire front through grass at Eden Valley in the Barossa.
We're just trying to hold the fire at Jutland Road from jumping into the grazing hills, which is very inaccessible, and the helicopters and planes help a lot.
CFS volunteers and farmers working frantically to douse the flames, backed up by water bombers from above. Their hard work paying off in this case, the blackened grass an indication of just how close the blaze came to this house. Livestock safety is of great concern too. One woman who left early now returning to save her horses.
At the moment I'm just taking my last miniature horse out. It just keeps blowing back on itself a little bit, so they've been fantastic. All the volunteers and the CFS have just been great.
North of Renmark, the fire's burning just kilometres from the town and could threaten property. There are reports of airborne ash landing on homes in the Cooltong area. Also on red alert, locals in and around the township of Napperby near Port Pirie. An emergency meeting warning them to prepare for the worst as a fire burning in thick bushland heads southeast towards homes.
I've got everything packed up, my animals are in Pirie, so I'm just going to head out on the highway and hope for the best.
Tonight will bring a nightmare for firefighters battling flames in the Talawi Gorge Conservation Park. Northerly winds expected to pick up, creating an unpredictable and rapidly changing fire.
They were just saying that just look out, it could turn and go anywhere.
And live now to Elise Baker in Eden Valley. And Elise, what are conditions like now?
Well, Brenton, it's still 39 degrees here, so not ideal conditions for firefighting. The authorities are also worried that a wind change is on the way, which could take this blaze northeast and threaten properties in Cambrai. Now, there's also fears of a thunderstorm that's due to hit tonight, and lightning strikes could cause further blazes here. So far, there's 2 homes that have been lost in this blaze and 1 cottage. It's burned through 4,000 hectares of land, and there's still 280 firefighters out at the scene, so it's looking like a long night for them out there.
Thank you, Elise. Elise Baker there. Well, South Australia's fire emergency is far from over, and authorities will also be closely watching the Mount Lofty Ranges tonight. Will McDonald joins us live from CFS headquarters. Will, what's the concern for that area?
Yes, good evening, Kate. Well, the major worry is a cell of thunderstorms heading directly towards the Adelaide Hills. And of course, that brings the very real threat of lightning strikes, sparking even more fires in a quite heavily populated area. Now, aside from the 700 volunteers that are already in action across the state, other crews are now being put on standby to prepare for this new threat. Let's have a listen to what the CFS had to say a short time ago.
The concern is that the weather, as it changes and moves from the north to westerly winds, will bring with it not only stronger winds but also potential for lightning.
Now, the change is going to move in from the northwest and will hit sometime later this evening, so it's going to be an anxious few hours for volunteers and residents to see just what tonight will bring. Back to the studio.
Thanks very much, Will. Will McDonald at CFS headquarters.